So it all begins now. I've spent my entire life fishing the backwaters and the creeks of the Tennessee River in search of a giant bass. This time I will be fishing the Tennessee River in a Jon boat to establish a pattern on every lake in the state of Alabama. This right here is mile 1 of our 189-mile journey across the northern tip of the state of Alabama. Over the course of this series, I will be fishing some of the most prestigious bass lakes in the country. My name's Cooper, and this is the Jon Boat Series.
Oh God, this is a giant.
Another big one, another big one. We're starting to figure them out.
Oh God, this is a big one. Oh, this is a big one.
Let's go, baby. Never expected anything like this, man. This is crazy. To the first episode of the Jon Boat Series, where I travel the Tennessee River from eastern northern Alabama all the way to the west side in search of the big bass that we all hope to catch. Guys, my name's Cooper, and we're out here on Lake Guntersville today. I'm actually in a no wake zone. I'm going to the first spot. I had to get out of the wind because it's awful windy today, but one of the things that I'm trying to do in this series is, guys, break down these big, huge, scary lakes and catch fish out of a Jon boat. So I've identified a creek, or really like a flat bay area, and that's where I'm going to be fishing today. Main key today is going to be grass. We're going to be grass, because we're up in the shallows. So what we're going to do is we're going to be up in the hydrilla and the eel grass, swimming a jig, go ahead and throw some chatterbaits, maybe a wacky worm around the edges, maybe some topwater frogs or something, and that's the way we're going to catch them today. Let's see what happens. All right, we have arrived to the grass. Start off with a popping frog. One of the first things I'm noticing when I pulled up here, and I've kind of floated in here, as you can see, I haven't even dropped the trolling motor yet. One of the things that I'm noticing is a bunch of brim popping, and I can hear it. So I'm gonna walk this frog. It's a popping frog. It's a 6 cents Vega frog. I'm gonna kind of walk it through the weeds here and see if I can't get one to bite it. Oh, got it, got it. Oh, he's hung in the grass. Come on, baby. Oh, yes. Dude, in the pads, man. Oh, he's got a lot of grass on it. Let's go, baby. First fish in the grass. Let's go, guys. First fish of the day. First fish of the Jon Boat Series. What a beautiful fish it is. Guys, check that bad boy out. He only goes about a pound. But look at that specimen. Caught him on the 6 cents Vega frog. Absolutely pegged him. Guys, look, this is what we're fishing. See this? This is eel grass. And then there's pads everywhere, and then there's even some hydrilla mixed in. And this is what you can find in there. Just a stud. So there she is. That's the first one of the day. Guys, we just got started. It was like my 10th cast. And so we're gonna let this bad boy go. Let's go, baby. Nothing like catching one on like the 10th cast. That really just makes you feel good. That might be my first ever fish in the lily pads too, which makes it even better. Guys, I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but I can audibly hear in between pickup trucks on the highway, I can actually hear these brim popping, and that allows me to know the forage in this area. I know they're eating brim, and that's why I chose the popping frog, because I'm trying to imitate the pop that these brim are doing. And I'm just running it. I'm walking it when I can, and I'm kind of flopping it across the pads here. Just making all kinds of ruckus with it that likes it. Oh, he got off. Good gummit. He did not have it all the way. I should have left it. Should have tried my best not to set the hook. He shook the entire pads trying to get to that frog. All right, I believe it's time for spot number 2. Spot 1, there's a lot of fish. I got a few bites, but not what I was looking for, so we caught the one fish. So we're gonna move on to the next spot. I've got another little cut around the corner, and then it's got a couple more cuts with it. Again, just trying to find some good grass, so we'll see what happens around the corner. The bite has really slowed down. Caught that first fish. I'm seeing a bunch of fish jump back in these pads. My guess is a lot of bass boats can't even get back this far. That's kind of why I'm here, but I'm in an interesting spot. I'm in like 5 feet of water because I can barely get my push pole to the ground. But it's all matted with lily pads and hydrilla. One thing I noticed is back there where we caught that first fish, it was mostly eel and a little bit of hydrilla grass, and back here it's mostly hydrilla with a little bit of eel grass. So that may be why these fish are back here, and I can see them jumping and eating, but they're just not eating my frog. I don't know, kind of stumping me. I've never seen anything like that before, but we're gonna keep after them after this water break. It's been kind of a grind today. Got a couple bites on the frog, only caught the one fish, so we'll kind of see what happens after the water break. We're gonna get back after it. All right, water break's over, time to get back to work. Time to get some bites. Gotta get them fired up. Oh my gosh. As soon as I stand up, they're freaking jumping again. Deep section here. I'm gonna get the bladed jig tumbled up in some grass here. Oh, got him. Come on, baby. Get in the boat. Let's go. Caught him on the chatterbait. Finally. Oh man. Oh man. This is such a morale boost right here, dude. It's been a very long day, but this buddy is what we're after. Second fish of the day. Not a lunker by any means, but he'll get the job done. Got him on the Z-Man jackhammer. Just right out in submerged grass. I've got grass below me. It's probably about 10 feet, but the grass is probably 2 feet. So I'm just basically skimming it right on top of the water, and this is what I get. I missed a fish earlier too, so that was 2 bites on the chatterbait. It may be that's the deal. I spent way too much time on the frog today. I really believed in it after the beginning. It didn't seem to pan out. So we're gonna run this chatterbait deal for a little while longer and see what happens. All right, guys, since the action's been kind of slow today, I wanted to go ahead and mention what we're catching them on today. So this is a Z-Man jackhammer chatterbait. It's one of the stealth ones with got a clear bill on it. and I've got a raised tail, just like a little tail on the back of it. The crawls work better on the raised tails for this, but I wanted a smaller profile because I was ripping through the grass. What I was doing was I was fishing submerged grass that the tips of it was coming up to be about 2 or 3 feet deep. The actual lake was probably 10 feet deep there, and that's where the bass are schooling up and staging and eating bluegill. And you can see when you're trolling, if you got some polarized sunglasses, you can see the beds and everything down in there. There's holes and stuff, and that's where I was stopping it, and that's where I got the one to bite. I'm throwing it on a 7-foot medium heavy quantum smoke rod, and I've got a Shimano Corrado reel. I'm throwing 8:5 to 1 gear ratio. That was probably a little fast for what I was trying to do, but that's okay. It still got the job done. Next one up is the Vega Frog, the 6 Sense Vega Frog. This has been my go-to bait this year, really. Really like the action on it. I've caught a lot of fish on it. Today it wasn't great. I was trying to throw it over pads, and it is a popping frog. I was kind of having some issues with that, but it was the only frog I had in the boat. And it did okay. It got the one blow up. It's got a couple more blow ups that kind of sideswiped at it, but only one of them really committed on it. We were able to catch that fish. I've got a really old Bass Pro Shops reel here that I'm using. It's a 7:1 to 1. It's got 65-pound braid on it, so you can really winch those fish out of there. I recommend always throwing a frog on braid, because you never know when that fish is going to wrap you up in the grass and it's just going to rip that line to shreds. So I always throw it on really heavy braid, like 65-pound. And then this is my favorite frogging rod. It's a Dobbins Fury. It's a 7.3 heavy, but it's a frog rod. It's got a really strong tip on it. I really like it to winch those fish out of that grass. Again, working that grass pattern. So we're gonna keep at it and see what happens from here. Wow, what a tough day. I really struggled today kind of establishing that pattern that we're trying to do in this series. You know, I was fishing the grass and doing a lot of that, but really the bites weren't there. Like I told you earlier, I stuck with the frog too long. I think that when we come back, I need to stick in the grass doing the bladed jig, swim jig type thing. That's the way I think we can catch them. So guys, we got one more day on Guntersville. We got one more day to check Guntersville off the list for the Jon Boat Series. We got to establish a pattern. We got to figure it out. We got 24 hours now to figure it out. So anyway, we'll see what happened, guys. Thanks for watching. Continue watching the Jon Boat Series. Drop a comment. Tell me which lake you want me to go to next. And guys, hold on a second. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Check out this sneak peek of episode 2 of the Jon Boat Series.
Oh God, this is a big one. Oh, this is a big one. Ugh.